It started on a Tuesday, which somehow made it feel worse. Tuesdays are too ordinary to hold heartbreak, too colorless to carry a memory so sharp it can still make me wince. And yet, that was the day I lost the person I thought I'd grow old with. We met during a summer class in college, one of those awkward, condensed courses where everyone's either half asleep or mildly annoyed to be there. She sat 2 rows in front of me, and I remember the first thing she said was something sarcastic about how the professor wrote with Comic Sans on his slides. I laughed a little too hard. Later that week, I worked up the nerve to ask her to grab coffee after class. It turned into a 3-hour conversation that ended only because the cafe closed. From then on, it was like someone had pulled us into orbit around each other. We weren't flashy. No dramatic Instagram posts or matching tattoos. But we were consistent. Thoughtful texts. Grocery runs together. Nights spent binging documentaries or just reading side by side. I'd never felt so grounded. We moved in together after 1.5 years. Everyone warned us it was too soon, that cohabitation could kill the romance. But it only brought us closer, or so I thought. She liked to paint while I cooked. Our tiny apartment was filled with books and plants and half-finished canvases. She would leave me little doodles on post-it notes, a sketch of me yawning, or a cartoon of our cat wearing my glasses. I saved them all. By the time our 3rd anniversary rolled around, I had already picked out a ring. But things began to shift. Slowly. At first, I thought it was just life, work stress, pandemic fatigue, the usual ebb and flow. She got quieter, said she was tired more often. We stopped doing date nights. I caught her zoning out during our conversations. I asked if everything was okay, and she'd smile and say yes, just tired. Always tired. One night in March, she came home late from work and told me she'd signed up for an evening pottery class on Thursdays. I smiled and said that sounded great. But when I offered to walk her there the next week, she hesitated. Said she wanted it to be her alone time. I told myself not to overthink it. She needed space. Everyone needs space. Then came the passwords. She changed the lock screen on her phone. She used to leave it charging on the kitchen counter. Now it never left her pocket. I tried not to spiral. I told myself that trust meant not snooping. So I didn't. And when I saw a message pop up one day with just a heart emoji from someone named Eli, I looked away. Because I wanted to believe. I think I knew. I think we always know, deep down. It all unraveled during a trip we had planned for months. A weekend in a cabin upstate, just the 2 of us. I thought maybe it could fix things. The first night, I cooked her favorite meal. We played cards by the fireplace. She laughed, really laughed, for the first time in weeks. I thought maybe, just maybe, we were okay. The next morning, I woke up alone. Her side of the bed was cold. I found her on the porch, wrapped in a blanket, staring at the trees. She looked like someone already gone. She said we needed to talk. My stomach sank. I love you, she said, voice trembling. But I'm not in love with you anymore. It was like being hit by a wave and realizing too late that you'd forgotten how to swim. I didn't say anything at first. I just sat down next to her. The silence between us was louder than any fight we'd ever had. Eventually, I asked, "Is there someone else?" She didn't deny it. That night, I drove home alone. I cried so hard I had to pull over on the side of the highway. I screamed into the steering wheel. I punched the passenger seat until my knuckles bled. The next few weeks were a blur of boxes and goodbye notes. She moved out while I was at work. I told her it would be easier that way. And maybe it was. But I'll never forget the sound of the key she left behind, clinking hollow against the marble countertop. People always talk about the 5 stages of grief. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. But no one warns you how those stages loop. How you can reach acceptance in the morning and be back at denial by lunch. I kept seeing her everywhere. In the tea mugs we bought together. In the scarf she forgot on the coat rack. I wore it once. Just to feel close to her. It still smelled like her shampoo. Mutual friends stopped inviting me to things. They didn't know what to say, or maybe they didn't want to choose sides. I can't blame them. One night, I opened my email and found a message from her. No subject line. Just, "I hope you're okay. I still think about you. I'm sorry for everything." I didn't reply. I couldn't. I was afraid that if I said anything, I'd ask her to come back. And I knew that if she came back, it wouldn't be the same. Too much had been broken. Instead, I started therapy. I took up journaling. I adopted a dog, not as a replacement, but as a promise to myself that I'd keep going. Some days, I still cry. Some nights, I wake up thinking I heard her voice. I've gone on a few dates. Nothing serious. It's strange, trying to let someone new into the ruins of something old. I'm learning not to compare. Not to measure everyone against her. She's still with Eli, I think. I saw a photo once, accidentally. They looked happy. And weirdly, I'm okay with that. Loving someone doesn't entitle you to their future. It doesn't mean you get to hold on to them when they've already let go. What it means, I've learned, is that you were lucky enough to feel something real, even if it ended. I still keep one of her drawings in my wallet. A tiny sketch of the two of us, stick figures with tangled hands. On the back, she'd written, "We are infinite." Maybe we weren't infinite. But we were something. And that still matters.